All right, everybody, here we go. It is Monday, May the 6th, 2019, episode 319, and Parker Jones is back.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Boom, boom, boom. How many times have you been on? 4?
I think so far. I think this would be my fourth.
Being the 4th.
Yeah, I think this is the fourth.
Always great conversations. We go back to the high school days.
Mandarin High.
Always had good talks with you, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really awesome, and I'm proud of you. You just got to home.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Congrats.
Off Mandarin Road.
Fucking sick. Like right where I grew up, basically.
Yeah, it's the Publix is on San Jose, that little part right there on Mandarin Road where it starts. That's where I got my house.
I fucking love that area. That is home to me.
Oh yeah, that was when I was looking at either an apartment in Mandarin, but they're super expensive.
Yeah.
Or a condo in Mandarin. There was a 1-bedroom condo out here on Bartram, which is close enough to Mandarin.
Yeah.
And
like Bartram Park?
Yeah. Now,
dude, that's an awesome area. I've lived there too.
But the payment on that condo was as much as the mortgage is on the house that I'm in. So
it is extremely expensive.
I may as well
over
just
there.
buy a house and pay the little bit in property tax,
Was it in the St. Johns County part of Bartram Park?
No, the Duval
County. Yeah. I lived over there too, but I just love Mandarin Road.
Yeah, that's beautiful, dude. It's historical, one, but two, the ancient oaks that just canopy the whole thing,
dude. So
beautiful,
and it's so dark and like this creepy vibe, but to me, it's home, and I love it so
peaceful.
much. That's like I drove down that road every day. You know what I mean? That's like where I learned how to drive.
Yeah,
and like last night I went to the Pepples house to watch Game of Thrones.
Okay,
they live on Mandarin Road. Driving down it, like as soon as, because I live up in Meadows now for the people listening, and like as soon as I get onto San Jose, because you bust a right down Clare Lane, you go down to Scott Mill, you take a left. My house is the first one on the left right there with like the columns.
Oh yeah.
So like that's home to me, and it feels so good to be in that area and breathe that air, dude. I still go to County Dock,
dude. So we moved in April 1st. By the way, my brother is living with me too. So
dope.
Yeah. So
I always forget you have a brother.
Yeah. So the first night that we were there, it was still kind of cool outside, and so we were just unpacking boxes and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I gotta take a break. I'm getting kind of tired of doing this.
Yeah.
I step outside. It's like 1:30 in the morning. The breeze is kicking down the road, and I just sat and I could smell like like when you smell certain things and it brings back memories. Like
1,000%.
It was like it was like the smell of the river coming off the river,
dude.
And I was just like, God, it's like it's not the I made it moment, but it's like I live here. This is my home.
You live on Mandarin Road,
right?
That's badass, dude.
I love it, man. Love it.
For people who don't, if you're like most of you don't live here in Jacksonville, if you are in Jacksonville, it's something that is not on the tourist map. But take a trip down Mandarin Road.
Yeah.
If you're a pot smoker, that's where I've smoked all of my weed. In high school, that was all we did was drive down that road and smoke and crack up. And it's beautiful. The oak trees, especially at night, walking.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I used to this is so strange. So when we had Miss Nazca together,
yes,
shout out AP US History.
Favorite teacher? Easily. I think I've said that 100 times. Honestly, my favorite teacher I've ever had.
Yeah, shout out Mr. Fields, but Miss Nazca's way cooler.
Oh yeah.
Way cooler. Mr. Fields came on this podcast.
And he's a very close second to me.
Yeah, he's seriously awesome. But in that class, so my dad was doing boxing, and he's like really good at boxing. So he was doing all that. And I was still 15 at the time, I think. Or I just turned 16. I don't know. Point is,
sophomore year, right?
This was junior year, I thought.
Junior year, okay.
AP US History is junior year, I think. But I'm
either
young.
way.
My birthday's in August.
Okay.
I'm young. But no, I just turned 16. It doesn't matter. Point is, I would wake up in the mornings at like 5 in the morning. Well, no, earlier than that because school was 7:15.
Right.
7:30?
Yeah.
When we started, it was 7:15, right?
Right.
And then it switched to 7:30.
Senior year,
it
was 7:30.
And we got out at
1:30 in the afternoon.
1:30?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then on those remember they started doing
Early
the early
release
release Wednesdays, and we get out at 11:45.
That was fucking sick, dude. We got really lucky.
Chillest senior year of all time.
So I would wake up really early. So I'd wake up and I would work out and do like some boxing drills and stuff. And then I like to run. I'm always cool with running, but sometimes I would skateboard.
Okay.
Because I always like to finish a workout, which I don't do workouts at all anymore. But I used to like to finish them with a run.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take my skateboard and just go right down Scott Mill. No one's out there, dude.
No.
It is so fucking beautiful. And one of the funniest things I'd ever seen in my life. I'm pretty sure you could still see it to this day. But this dude would go by like as if he were a skier.
Okay.
But with like the rollerblades with like more wheels and shit.
Sick.
And it was so funny, dude. Like he was in like the full skier's outfit.
Oh,
with
like speed skating.
speed skating, but like
Wow.
like skiing, you know, like pushing. He had the poles and shit. And it was just like so funny to be sitting there in the morning as like a freshman waiting for your bus. There's no cars, and then all of a sudden this dude just comes blowing by you and all your friends, dude. And we used to pull Jeeps in the morning. Like that dude, we would out loud laugh. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're like cracking up at this motherfucker just coming down the road. You see him coming for
And he didn't give a single
he
fuck.
loved it, dude, every single day. The owls.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they you can hear them. I mean, there's probably three. There might be 3 or 4 that I've
Easily.
heard, but there's one in particular who like that's his spot, and
Yeah,
you can
dude.
hear him every night, and it's pretty cool.
They especially when it gets a little bit cooler, dude. It's like, I mean, I have an owl tattoo. Speaking of owls on that road, so it was me, rest in peace, Alex Pepple, Jake Turner, Zach Houston, and Casey Studstill, I think.
Okay.
And we had just gotten food at that like McDonald's Taco Bell area. So we're coming down the Redo and it dead ends into Mandarin Road. And like I used to like research like conspiracy theories hard and like the Illuminati and stuff, and like it's so weird to think of all the different people I've been basically, you know? But
Well, you know, growing up.
yeah, exactly. So I'm just telling them all this stuff about like, this is all like base level, like owls and triangles and shit, you know?
Right.
So I'm literally talking to them about owls because Alex Jones had that video where they were like,
Alex Jones.
dude, this is real Alex Jones shit from back in like the 90s.
When he wasn't crazy.
When he found Bohemian Grove and those people in
What?
red. That's real
He
footage.
did that?
That's him. That's his footage. When you see those people from across the lake,
Right.
and they're worshiping that burning owl, that's Alex Jones.
No way.
I swear to God, dude.
I've
Yeah.
always thought Alex Jones was fucking insane.
Insane, dude. And
But he has legitimacy to it.
Yeah, that's-
somewhat.
a lot, dude.
Really?
So remind me to tell you how I got into podcasts because of Alex Jones after
sure.
I tell you this.
For sure.
So the owl. I'm talking to them about that. And I was like, and they're worshiping this owl, and we're getting to the stop sign. A fucking owl,
Swoops in.
but low,
Whoa.
down by the ground, right in front of the car, comes up, lands on the stop sign,
Okay.
facing away from us. And we're all like, oh my God, what the fuck? That's a fucking owl. We're like, the devil's here. You know what I mean? Like, this is
Right.
fucking evil. And it turns its head around and looks at us. And literally.
Just its head, the head movement?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Jake was driving and he just instantly like, we're out of here. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here. It was so scary, dude. But Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Crazy as fuck.
Yeah, you know, the child molesting super frogs or whatever they're at now.
All the ridiculous interdimensional demon, all this shit.
Yeah.
So, when you are the conspiracy guy, everything's a conspiracy
For sure.
when you're making money. So when I was into all this is like 2010. So Alex Jones is the staple in conspiracy stuff, and back then it wasn't as crazy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Why do you think that is? It wasn't as... Is it because it was him, or do you think that it was just more believable back then?
I think it was a combination of I was just getting into it and I wasn't as smart, and he wasn't as big, so it wasn't where like literally every single thing needed to be a conspiracy.
Okay.
Like he didn't have the audience that he has now where he needs to be entertaining for the 4 hours that he's on.
For sure. Is
The
he
old-
is he still on InfoWars? Is that
Yeah.
his thing? Okay.
Yeah. Before he could for 4 hours just talk about stuff and just go on and not necessarily even talk about I never heard him say interdimensional demon child like all this stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until recently. So basically I even then though I was like this is crazy. You know, I've never been one to think that every single thing is always the same exact thing. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
ridiculous. So I'm at work and I'm trying to listen to this because I all the time listen to stuff that I don't agree with.
Well, you have to.
All the time. Like I've always been like, I'm not like trying to pat myself on the back. I'm just saying that's why I was listening to it, because I would watch the videos and I was like, okay, there's some stuff here. A lot of it's crazy, but there's some weird shit. And then I was working and I got sick of listening to music all the time. Podcast.
Yeah.
But I don't know about podcasts. So I'm searching because I know he had the radio show. So I'm searching for a way to listen to his radio station.
Okay.
I search Alex Jones radio show. Podcast pops up on Google. Boom. Boom. I'm listening to it. I'm like, wow, this is pretty nuts. And then suggested for you, Joe Rogan.
Awesome.
So,
awesome
boom.
podcast.
Like, Alex Jones, you're crazy. You've totally lost it. But if it wasn't for you, who knows if I'd be doing a podcast right now.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't endorse him in any way.
no. I was going to say he has totally lost his
insane.
entire mind is completely fried.
He's legitimately insane.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why he got banned from Facebook and Twitter,
YouTube, everything.
I mean,
He gone.
it's crazy. Which I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. I mean, they're private platforms. They can do what they want.
I mean, but like, are they? Like, okay, what else am I going to put on YouTube if I want to make a living?
Right.
Like,
Well,
if I want to make a living doing what you can do on YouTube, making a living, where else can I do that other than YouTube?
yeah.
Twitch? No.
No.
Because
No.
you can't put... I mean, I guess you
Certain
could do
things.
produce videos.
Well, that's the
but-
thing. Like they're privately owned, so they set their own rules. Obviously, like you can't harass people, can't put up nudity and stuff like that. Which whatever. But I mean, it's like okay. So how would you feel about that?
About
You being like completely banned from any platform for your media? Do you think that's a violation of your rights?
I think it is. I think it is when, and I know this is the obvious answer, but when the president's using it, when all like, what if I don't have anything but my phone and Twitter? Literally, like I have social media stuff. For whatever reason, I don't. I'm just making this person up. I don't believe in supporting media at all. Excuse me.
Nice.
I think it's thank you. I stepped down into the mic. I think it's all bullshit. Blah blah blah. I don't support it, so therefore I will not download an app. I won't watch. I won't contribute to them at all.
Right.
Twitter. Whatever. This is a weird argument. What I'm saying is the fucking president is on Twitter.
Exactly. Spitting the shit that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, and it might, the point is he's not using it in like the super presidential way, but like the next president might. Obama would say stuff on there that was like worth like knowing, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, why are you kicking me off of Twitter? Like, it's a thing.
It's a tool.
It's a tool. It's private, whatever. But like, it's the most public thing that we have.
Exactly.
Like, it's literally like.
Unless my thing is unless someone is directly saying something like, hey, like so you have your podcast. It'd be different if you said, everyone listening, I am telling you need to go out and beat this guy up.
Oh yeah,
or you need to kill
can't
this
do
guy.
that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, no.
That'd be totally different. That would be a reason to get banned. But
It would almost be like, because I know this isn't privately owned, but like Central Park being like, you can't wear your hat backwards here.
you can definitely get banned from parks though, like for anything.
But that's what I'm saying. So
Right.
like, you shouldn't I don't know. I just don't think you should be kicked off of all this shit.
No.
Because how about this? YouTube, you just in no way like
You legitimized
distribute
him.
it.
Well, and by
You
doing
don't put ads on it.
right, exactly. You don't fund it.
Oh, and you 1000%.
You legitimize it
them,
because so he has a like
to his people.
Alex Jones. He has a conspiracy, right?
He's
That
been saying it's gonna happen.
yeah, he's like, look, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they're all gonna kick me off because they don't want to hear my message. Well, then you kick him off. Now his listeners are like, oh shit, okay, maybe he was right,
Yeah.
and he's not right.
No.
But you've legitimized. It's sort of like any stereotype or any whatever. If you feed into it, you've legitimized the ignorant argument for it. You
Dude,
know
this
what I'm
goes
saying?
back to the punch a Nazi thing.
Exactly.
You punch that Nazi, and now that Nazi is like, told you to
Sees-
all of
yep.
the people on the fence.
Yep.
It's the same fucking thing.
I agree. Although as someone who is
It depends on what the Nazi's
legitimately
doing.
fought fought people who have espoused racist views at music venues and stuff like that, I can tell you it's a lot different when you're doing it in a certain setting. Like it's a total setup when you're at some protest and some guy like you saw a video where the guy showed up with a swastika band on his arm. They were
That's so
protesting
dumb.
like Richard Spencer or whatever his name was at University of Florida, and some idiot
Oh,
comes
yeah,
up
yeah.
with a fucking with a swastika
I did see it. I thought you meant
armband.
recently.
Yeah, I mean, 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And
now.
like, so he just shows up by himself with a camera crew at this protest to protest fascism and Nazism and stuff like that with a swastika on. He's begging you to hit him.
Yeah.
And he's doing that because he knows, okay, if this black guy hits me or if this Mexican guy hits me, everyone who's going to see this video is going to be, look, I was just practicing my free speech, and he punched me in the face. You're legitimizing the ignorance that's going around.
And it's not, and the word legitimizing is weird because it's like how we were talking before on the porch, how there's like three truths.
Yeah.
Like, you're not actually legitimizing it. Like, they're still wrong.
He's going to
But
use it to legitimize
He's
it.
going, exactly.
Right.
It's like, that's the perfect example of what we were saying before this, how it's hard to, for me, it's hard for me to invest in caring about all this and putting my opinion, not even putting my opinion out there. I'm obviously not afraid to do that. It's having an opinion on it.
Right.
Taking the time to formulate my own opinion on stuff. I just feel like there literally there's all these sides and they all annoy me.
Oh yeah. Well, there's
And like I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about this.
right. We were saying there's multiple sides to any story. There is the actual truth, which is just the facts of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the left and the right views on what may have happened. Then there's the Alex Jones conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
So, if X happened, well, it's because of A, B, C, and D, which is why, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yes.
and then the people on the left and right are fighting over why it happened. And it doesn't really matter because in the end, it happened.
Yeah. I like how you just said they're fighting about why it happened, because it's constantly fighting about why and doing nothing to solve.
For sure. Some problems though aren't, and I'll say this, like, aren't solvable. I'll give an example
Yes, please.
without getting too deep into it. Like this whole gun issue, gun violence, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't solve gun violence. Violence in general will always happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing is going to stop me from shooting somebody if I really want to shoot them.
Yeah, it's not gun violence, it's violence.
Right.
And they're using a gun. It's not like that's going to disappear other than the gun factor.
If you take away my gun, I'll stab them or I'll choke them or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, evil in people's hearts will always be around, which is why violence will always happen. Now, people will say, then this is the argument, though. Well, if there were less guns, there would be less gun violence. Well, no shit. I mean, obviously, like, if I can't get a hold of a gun easily, I'm not going to use a gun. But at the same time, you're just putting the people who are going to have the guns at that point are going to be people who don't obey the law.
Right, exactly.
So then what? And that's the whole, like, well, it's because of guns this is happening. Well, no, it's because of evil. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole back and forth. And you'll never solve the issue because at the end of the day, if I really want to do something bad, I'm going to do something bad.
Exactly.
That's it.
And
that's the simple fact.
you can drive a truck into people. People are...
I can blow up a building with a plane. I can blow up a building with a bomb.
Yeah.
I can drown you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do anything. I mean,
Start a fire.
I think I legitimately, I don't obviously have numbers. I think the most, like, the highest cause of death is, like, more people die from fistfights per year than guns. Like, from murder type deal. Like, suicide is the one thing that drives. Suicide. Yeah. So, like, from like murder, I think more people die from fistfights or knives or something like that than they do guns, which is crazy.
Gun deaths versus
knife deaths or something like that.
Versus physical altercation.
But
tell me about the Mueller report. Sorry, I'm Googling something right now. I've completely disconnected from everything.
Yeah.
Just because I honestly, not that it doesn't matter, but like the world's running, and like whether
it's
I'm
moving, whether you're paying attention,
whether
or
I'm
not.
putting all this time into it or not, everything's gonna happen exactly the way that it's happening. So like I'm just trying to do what I'm doing, and I every time I get super depressed, I get out of it.
It's just so. Apparently, it's like 450 pages. I'm not going to read 450 pages of bullshit that I already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, the Mueller report said there's no factual evidence of anything that the president was being accused of. But we knew that for the last 3 years because if there was something, he probably would have been indicted already.
Yeah.
Or been impeached. Like, again, this is what I was saying out there. You have an entire government full of lawyers. All of them are lawyers, whether it's constitutional law. You have the the select few that aren't, like AOC and people like that who used to bartend or whatever. But for the most part, they're all lawyers. So if he did something illegal, they would have found something. It would have been there. And the Mueller report it was just a big old nothing. Like, there was nothing in it.
So what are the people on the left saying is there?
So
like the people around him doing shady shit?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what because remember, it started off with President Donald Trump was a Russian agent, and he was Vladimir Putin's puppet, and he did the bidding of Russia, and Russia helped rig the election. Then it turned into something else.
President Putin.
Yeah. Now they're asking for Donald Trump's tax returns. Like, we went from treason and espionage. First of all, let me say this. I am not by any means like one of those MAGA Trump fans at all.
Right.
I mean, I definitely am a Republican, but Donald Trump, y'all give people who say that Donald Trump was all that, give him way too much credit because that guy is not, I don't think he's mentally capable.
He's a douche.
Yeah, and he opens his mouth way too much. Do you really think Donald Trump will be able to keep the secret of espionage for more than 5 minutes?
Donald Trump?
No.
Seriously, like, this is the perfect... for everybody that does like look at him as some like savior thing.
No.
This is exactly how all of you were. This is how my dad, this is exactly how he is. He thinks Donald Trump's awesome.
No.
I remember because when he announced that he was running is when Colbert started out taking over CBS, which has been a total letdown.
Yeah.
But I used to watch Colbert Report every fucking day, cracked up at it, totally got it.
Jon Stewart.
I never got into Jon Stewart.
Really?
I swear.
I loved Jon Stewart.
I never got into it. I thought, and it's like Bill Maher now. I thought it was, even then, dude, as a kid, I thought it was way too one-sided.
Really?
I swear to God. And that's why I loved Colbert, because it was just hilarious. And he was playing this character, and it was just fucking funny. But Colbert... I'm watching it every night because, like I said, I watched his show every day, dude. As a kid, I loved it.
Right.
And he announces, he says, Trump's running. Go to work the next day. I tell my dad. I was like, can you believe that Donald fucking Trump is running for president?
Right.
Republican Party? My dad goes, that guy's such a douche.
Yeah.
And now, Donald Trump's the answer. Because the left, and it is the left, but it's also just watching one side of things constantly and constantly being told that the left's trying to ruin this country and all this shit. And it's just like he's been pushed to believe either he has nothing and he was wrong, or he was right. This guy's the savior. So and he's going to go with that because he's holier than thou.
So what's happening?
Trump voters are.
What's happening now, though?
I'm just kidding.
Is what happened in the 8 years under Obama. Remember, it was the right is racist. They're pushing this
Yeah.
stupid agenda, right? So guess who was propped up to be the savior?
Yeah.
The president,
Yeah.
the leader of the party, or supposed to be the country, but
Another
obviously,
huge letdown.
oh God, I could go on and on about that, but it's like that's what politics is now, is these demigod, these god kings that are here to save the day. Like, no, dude, Donald Trump, Mr. Grab Her by the Pussy, beat a female presidential candidate. And before we as a country voted him in office, that tape was released.
Yeah.
Before he was voted in office, we knew he had 3 wives, and all of them, the current wife that he was married to was the one he cheated on his last wife with. We know that he had multiple kids with multiple women. We knew that he was kind of an asshole.
No one cares.
But we still voted him in. And we voted him in because, honestly, if Bernie Sanders would have run against him, I think Bernie would have won. I really do.
Yeah.
The candidate that
He
was
definitely
running
would have
against him-
destroyed the popular vote.
Oh God, it would have been bad. As far as like the landslide victory, it would have been he would have killed Donald Trump. But you have
I don't know.
oh yeah, you have the establishment of Hillary Clinton. Like President Obama just released a book. Did you hear this article? He released a book and he said that Hillary Clinton's presidential loss in 2016 was a personal insult to his legacy. That's what he wrote in his own book. Because,
Holy shit.
Yeah, well, remember, he said this is the most qualified candidate of all time to run for president. Blah, 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 blah. He backed her. Jay-Z and Beyonce threw a free concert for her. Like, all these celebrities were, sucking the teat of Hillary
That
Clinton.
right there, that is why they lost.
Of course.
Because people like my dad don't give a fuck about a Jay-Z and
I
Beyonce
don't.
concert.
I don't.
The only people that do care are already voting for you.
Maybe, or their 14-year-old, kids in high school, like, oh, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Hove, yeah, he's gonna support Hillary Clinton. That's so cool. Like, no one gives
Until
a fuck.
the left stops running their fucking campaigns like that, Trump is, first of all, is definitely gonna win again.
You think so?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know.
Dude.
It's gonna be a lot. First of all, his road to victory on this last one was so narrow. Like, he had to win Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's been blue for like 1,000 years.
But the people that I worked for when I was leading up to it, because I'm blessed to be able to go to people's houses and interact with America. These fucking people were reluctant to vote for him, and they said they're only voting for him because they hate Hillary Clinton.
That's why I voted for him.
Exactly. I voted for Jill Stein
Yeah.
because I want another party to get some percentage points. And I did not want to vote for Donald Trump, and I did not want to vote for Hillary Clinton. I don't care about if you're wasting your vote. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
No, I'm not. That's my vote.
That's your vote. You have the right to
Exactly.
vote, and no one should discredit you for that. By the way, because
People do, but
the
whatever.
thing about the third party thing though is that will never be legitimized until they put a third party on the ballot, like an official third party.
Yeah.
So
Put 'em in the debates.
because exactly, because people, what they see is they see Democrat, Republican, and they think falsely that the only option is A or B. Mm-hmm. There's no C.
Yeah.
There's no D. There's no E. There's nothing.
They're
in their
literally
eyes.
told, like, you're wasting your vote.
Right.
Or the Republicans say, if you vote for the third party, it's like voting for the Democrats. And
But they say
Democrats
the same thing.
You're voting for Republicans. Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, it's all a big, and I'm not saying psyop in the conspiracy theory way, but it's all just this big, like, mental game.
Oh, that I totally believe.
And you're just, people get so ingrained in every single view they have. And it's like,
Unwavering.
how is it that half of the country is wrong every single time?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like every time.
You know what? You want to know what's sad? Honestly, what the saddest part
Their
of?
policies, like, both could work.
Oh yeah, the saddest part about this entire past 3-4 years now, with the whole presidential election campaign, all that stuff, is seeing the fall of the Democrat Party.
It's crazy.
And I'm not one. I'm saying that the Republicans are so much better. I'm just saying, like, to see what's happening with the Democrat Party, because there's I know a guy. His name's Tommy Hazouri. He's running for city council and all that stuff here in Jacksonville. He's a good dude. Democrat, love the guy.
Mm.
I think that he makes very legitimate points, right? But those Democrats they're no longer the mainstream. It's the crazy far, like, you know how there's a far right, there's these far left.
Yeah,
people
the all
coming in.
left, dude.
Yeah, That's what's becoming mainstream with the Democrats, and it's killing their party, and it sucks. Honestly, it sucks because there's no more like Joe Biden. He's the last of a dying breed. With the whole, he's not middle of the road. He's definitely a Democrat, but he can. There's middle ground to be found with him.
Well, the Democrats, like with the Republicans, it's easier for them to stay cohesive because they have one fucking message. Boom. This is our message.
Yeah.
The Democrats, there's Fox News, and then there's, for the left, there is CNBC, NBC, all these different things.
Yeah.
There's all, because they're trying to appeal to this and this and this, instead of this is our message. You're either with us, you're either for us, or you're against us.
Well, they killed themselves with what's the word I'm looking for, with the identity politics. They killed themselves with that because now you can be a two-spirited transgender whatever, and like I'm not knocking transgender people. I'm just saying like when you like try to appease the smallest number of people and create an entire network based on, like you said, or you try to appeal to the most finitely small group of people and you're ignoring the larger, your message gets lost. Because people start thinking, well, what the fuck, like what about my problems? Like what about the Democrat coal miner in West Virginia? You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude,
he doesn't give a fuck about transgender people.
And it's not even about,
or the message of acceptance and all that.
Exactly. It's not about like giving a fuck about them, and it's just like
the message of it.
It should just be. It shouldn't be we have this message for when we're talking to these people and we have this message for when we're talking to these people.
Thank you.
That's what it is. And it's like, it's so fake and phony and literally like because I would say I lean left. So it's really hard for me to vote for either one, but it's really hard for me to vote for the way I lean because they'll always inevitably do something that I just am so against because they're trying to do everything.
Exactly.
And they say everything. They contradict things. And so do the Republicans. But
for sure.
Just, they contradict the same thing. It's not contradicting this and this. There's one fucking message with the Republicans. Good or bad, whatever. The Democrats are literally appealing to whoever they're talking to.
They've gone, and this is the part that's killed them the most, is they've gone from being concerned about policy and issue to being concerned about social things. Like society should dictate what socially is acceptable and what isn't.
Yeah, that's why it's called society.
Right. So like, for instance, let's go with the transgender thing, like, or the whatever. We have this place in Jacksonville, Hamburger Mary's, right?
Yeah.
It's like for cross-dressing, food service, or whatever they do. I mean, whatever it is. No one on the Republican Party is out there protesting it. No one is trying to burn the place down. Like, no one hates that. It is what it is. Like, do your thing, whatever. But that has become so entrenched with the popular far left identity of, well, because they're transgender, this is happening, and this and this and this, and it's like, okay, but what about the national debt? Like, I don't give a shit about any of that.
Yeah,
fix our debt. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like everyone should just have the same rights.
Which, by the way, we do.
Exactly.
Because constitutionally, you cannot discriminate against me based on anything: sex, religion, color, creed, sexual orientation. You can't do it.
Yeah.
And you will be punished if you do.
Yeah.
But somewhere someone told a lie that someone doesn't have the same rights as me, or because I'm a straight white guy that I've got more rights than someone who's black or something like that. Like, where did that come from? Actually, that's a good question. Where do you think that came from?
I think it's just misuse of the word right, or having a different definition for the word right. Like, they think
the left, right? We're talking about
whoever is saying this, whoever is saying that like white people have more rights. I think what they mean is white people have a better chance of doing whatever.
But do we? Do you really?
I don't think that.
Legitimately, do you believe that just because as a white guy you are more? I mean, I'm not trying to dog you at all, but you're not exactly living in a mansion. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you're not rich.
Yeah.
You're not. I mean, I would probably argue that we're less privileged than a lot of people in Jacksonville.
Dude.
And we're white.
I'll say this. I've worked at a place before that literally it was we're hiring. We had a little team, we're growing, and this is not the company you think, by the way, if you're listening. But they're hiring, and it was down to like a couple positions, and the person making the hiring choice literally said, "We need to we have too many white people here. Like, it looks bad."
Right.
So
the fire department has said that to me in fire school. They're like, listen, not gonna
You're wasting
lie.
your time, buddy.
Yeah. They literally. I won't say who it was because I don't want to put them on because I don't know who's listening or
Right.
anything. He came up to me and he goes, "I'm gonna be honest with you." He goes, "You're a white guy, and you're trying to be on the fire department." He goes,
and you look like you could be brown though, dude.
"I mean, I guess."
You look more brown than I do, and I'm a quarter Mexican.
Well, remember too, like
It might just
this
be
is-
the beard.
It's
the dark.
remember,
the dark beard.
I didn't have a beard. You can't have a beard on the fire department because you got to have a seal on the mask. So even then, like, I'm clean shaven, right? But he comes up to me and he goes, like, "I'm telling you," he goes, when you apply, you need to be applying like from here to Savannah down to Orlando, maybe even further south and out west of Tallahassee, because you will definitely be on a waiting list if you apply with Jacksonville or if you apply with Clay. Now Clay County probably less so because they need people, but he's like if you were a black guy or a black female or if you were any sort of minority color, he goes, we'd hire you just like that.
It comes from good intentions because truly there was.
It does.
So, but what I'm saying,
But that is a form of discrimination, though.
right? But
Is it
what
not?
they're doing is here's what needs to happen. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to be proactive and make change happen.
Right.
But it should literally be. It doesn't fucking matter what the race is.
Yeah.
That should become a non. There needs to be a way where that's masked. If you're
Yeah.
gonna make this, or honestly, I believe that in our generation, the percentage of people who are making legitimate decisions on hirees for companies that they own, they're going to hire whoever's best.
Well, I mean, at the job I'm at right now.
I don't think people are going to discriminate.
Right. The job I have now, I mean, I have hiring capabilities. I just hired on like 8 new people, right? And one thing that I did was I didn't look at like there's an option you can put for your race and stuff like that. All I looked at was work experience and your criminal background. That's it. I didn't even look at the guy's name when I did the application. I pushed it through to corporate. I said, run this guy's background. Let me know what it comes back as. And if it came back clean, I'm hiring him.
There should, and I know it gets weird because I mean this is getting when you really think about what we're talking about like changing the way people are getting hired
And think.
Right.
Right.
So like if you're gonna apply for a job, I like that a lot. No race, no name. You're just looking at this and you pick it. I like this person, and I know that you need to interview face to face.
The interview comes after they've been approved.
You get approved, then you talk on the phone with the person.
Right.
Have a phone call, then everybody gets approved again or disapproved.
Right.
And then you have the meeting. Because
Usually though, when we
but
bring
you'll
someone
find that if you are racist, you'll find doing that you're going to get a bunch of black people in there.
oh, definitely.
So like you're going to realize
Definitely.
either I'm going to continue to be racist and hire people that aren't as good
As qualified.
or I'm going to try to have a successful business and I'm realizing that there are just as many black people as white people and I'm not going to go against this just because they're black.
Yep.
That's going to be like an evolution. Like it's like business evolution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a forced change.
Although there is something
It's a
to be
forced
said
progression.
about the face-to-face interview because you can put anything on your application, but until I can look you in the eye and talk to you,
That's what I'm saying.
right?
Approval, phone call approval,
Interview.
then interview.
Yep. Yeah.
Then
And
now we're
if
talking.
if we bring someone in for an
You
interview,
can't not interview somebody. That's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Where I'm at though, if we bring you in for an interview, it's because we're starting you and we're giving you your starting paperwork. So by the time they make it to my office,
That's crazy.
yeah, like by the time that's what I'm saying. Like there's a cover page with all their name and contact info. So like the person who will give me the information, I'll just take the second page on and
Can
I'll
you
look
check
at
their
work history.
social media?
I can't. No.
Like
I mean,
literally.
I could, but why? Doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck what you do outside of work.
No, I'm just saying that's a crazy thing now because I know that That's something that like that place I was talking about. They were doing that
Corporate when
for a good reason.
yeah,
You should.
when corporate first like started telling me the duties of the job, they were like, look, if you do check social media, that cannot be a reason to not hire or to hire.
Right.
You
right.
can't use that for a reason to for or against them. I was like, fair enough.
Well, what about somebody who's on social media doing super wild shit like
What
me?
about it?
I'm smoking pot.
Okay, but if you don't test positive, then what? Then what about it? So like I'm in a warehouse, right? So
But like, what do you mean if I don't test positive? I mean, I'm smoking pot
okay,
every day. So
But-
if I'm like scamming you passing a drug test.
it doesn't matter unless here's the other thing too. It's not my business what
It's
you're doing.
cilantro, man.
Like if I hired you and I was like, oh damn, CJ's social media is full of pot and stuff. Have you fucked up at work? No.
Exactly.
Okay. Then do I care?
Exactly.
No, I don't care. I don't care what you do outside of work.
But not everyone's like that.
Everyone that I've experienced, well, except for maybe one or two, is definitely like that because the business
Older people for
Yeah.
sure talk to me that I go work at their house and they like tell me about how disgusting it was that the drywall guy smelled like pot and like they
Okay.
fired him and shit. Like that happens all the time.
That's different though because they're paying you for a service. Not you. I'm just saying like they're paying that guy for a service, and if
I'm
they're
just saying
not,
there's a lot of people against it.
oh yeah, I mean, but I don't care if. Here's the other thing too. If I look at your social media and I find out you're in a gang, doesn't matter to me because you're not bringing that bullshit to work.
Whoa. But like being in a gang, you bring shit where you go. It doesn't matter.
So I work in a warehouse.
It's not like, oh, I'm in a gang, like that shit gets turned off when I'm at work.
right. It does.
Not for other
Hey,
gang members.
I'll explain what I mean by that. So like where I work in this warehouse, we have what's called tolerable records. So we have guys on our dock who have records, right? And as long as it's a non-violent or if it was drug related, if it's 7 years or later, like distribution, not possession, like distribution type stuff.
Yeah.
So
like criminal enterprise shit.
right. So like if your record is clean according to our standards, then whatever, right? And I know for a fact that there's some dudes that work for me who are involved in some pretty sketchy shit. But I don't care.
They do great at work.
Huh? Yeah. They're some of my hardest workers.
Why not?
Exactly. And you know, they'll be because I used to work with these guys on the dock. So like I got promoted, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, we would share stories, and I know some things about these guys that they probably wouldn't tell me if I was their boss back then. But
Right.
but I don't care. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to work, do you do your job and do you do it effectively? If the answer to those is yes, then I don't care.
Well, I mean, I got fired. This is what I mean. I got fired from my job, not performance related, because I was depressed. I had a panic attack. So I was also telling them,
You got fired for having a panic attack?
dude, it's literally not performance related. That's what they said.
Okay.
I've done all my work. My department was way ahead of schedule. Everything was good. My mom's birthday was April 7th. I always get depressed.
Right.
I told them, I was like, I've been depressed. I said, don't worry, I'm still doing all my work. But like, that's why I'm in the studio doing all my stuff.
Okay.
And they like assumed I wasn't doing work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck? Why would you assume I'm not doing work when everything's getting done? But like, my job was
That's
to like
crazy.
book people, like book Max Maxwell, Gary Vee, shit like that. Try to talk to them. So they thought I wasn't doing that. So we had a meeting. I showed them the emails that I was sending, proved that I was busting my ass doing everything.
You were just in your corner.
right. So
And they still fired
the
you for
boss
that?
goes, I was like, I've been doing all my stuff. Like, I'm depressed. And she's like, well, we'd like to see you out and around us. Like, you know, maybe like fake it till you make it. Swear to God.
Fake it till you
Talking
make
about
it.
my mental health. This is all, there's recordings. I'll play it for you after this.
Okay.
I hope it's still on here. With the other boss.
Right.
We're doing a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I tell him, hey, you know, I've been really depressed. It's my mom's birthday. You know, I've been really down in the dumps. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I've been down in the dumps, and I just like, I'm doing all of my work. I just know that like I might look like I'm disinterested, but like I love it here. I'm just depressed.
Right. I'm dealing with some shit.
Yeah. So he goes, cool, man. So can you make sure that blank and blank do a better job of pulling videos from this episode? Because I feel like I said some stuff that could like, you could like, it's good stuff. Like it could go viral.
Okay.
So completely not listening to what I said. You know what I mean?
Just brushed you off. Just
Like-
said, okay, cool. Yeah. Hey, by the way, this.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck that.
So this is on a Thursday. We have to go run a couple errands and like do some shit. Me and this coworker of mine do a sound check at this place, figure out what was wrong at the last event, get new shit, and then fix a hard drive. It was corrupted, so we were taking it to a place, see if we could save some shit. Fucking my anxiety, documented on this podcast, has been getting worse and worse. My mental health is just deteriorating. So like I had never had a real panic attack. My mom used to get them all the time, and then it got worse and worse and worse. So we're driving in the car.
Yeah, panic attacks suck, by the way, man.
Dude, we're going
They are
down
the worst.
Southside. We had just left Jack's Golf and Country Club, going to Guitar Center, and we're in this Honda Fit little car. I'm claustrophobic, but it wasn't really that. I just started like having a panic attack and freaking out, and I was like, dude, I can't. I can't be here. Like, what the fuck? I need to like, I can't go into Guitar Center. So he goes in there. I'm like crying in the fucking car, just like freaking out.
Damn.
I'm like, I need to meet up with my girlfriend. Like, I'm freaking out. I need to go home because I wasn't in my car.
Something to calm you down.
Right. So he drops me off, meet up with my girlfriend, go home. I'm still freaking out, horrible, super depressed. Like, I tell him, I say, make sure you tell them exactly what happened. I was like, because I'm not going to, like, you're going back to work. I'm not texting them and telling them that I'm having a panic. Like, I'm freaking out.
Right.
Like, I'm not using my fucking phone. So, next day, I go into work. He's not there because he just, like, he didn't work that day. So, I walk in, and it's the boss and this other girl, and they look at me, like, really weird. And I'm like, are they looking at me weird because they don't know what to say because I had a panic attack?
Right.
Or did Connor,
How many years ago
Whatever.
was this, by the way?
like, a month ago?
Oh, this was a month ago?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, this is April 7th. The week
This
after
year?
that. This is like a month ago.
Wow. Okay.
3 weeks.
Damn. Okay. Now I'm following.
3 weeks. So, I begin my day doing work. And my job was to like listen to episode that was recorded and then put timestamps of like for when you're in the description and then pull quotes for the social media people to take pictures of. Like take a picture and put that quote on there and just, you know what I mean? So, or pull a clip and all this
Something,
shit.
yeah.
I'm like producing the podcast. So I'm doing all that and I'm working outside because it's nice out and I just had a panic attack. Yeah, she's so cute. I just had a panic attack and I'm not like, I don't want to be inside the stuffy office.
Right.
So
That's
I-
the worst place to be after a panic attack.
Right. This is the next day. So I'm fucking.
Still recovering.
Right. So I'm working outside. I'm sitting there, and my boss comes and she's like, "Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you. What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm working." Like showed her, and she's
Obviously.
like, "Can you come with me to so and so's office? We need to have a meeting." And I didn't say it, but I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like I'm about to get fired." And I was like, "Did he seriously not tell them?" So I go in there. They're like, "We decided we're gonna let you go," and I was like, "Why?" Like why? And I was like, because I said why? I've done everything. I was like, tell me one thing I haven't done, and like I'll be like I'll leave. But like one thing, tell me one thing.
Just one.
It's not performance based. It's your attitude. You just she goes, you take an hour for lunch every day, which is what I'm allowed
What
to do.
you're given.
Right. But she thinks like you should be into this job. Like you should just be going lunch and working and eating while you work and all this shit. Like, bitch, I'm ahead of schedule.
Okay.
I'm ahead of schedule.
Right.
I'm gonna take my fucking lunch.
Right.
I'm a podcast producer. It's fucking easy. You know? And also, I wallpapered that place for free, patched the wall for free, dude, I did so much fucking like work shit. So they're fucking, this girl was a horrible boss, honestly.
Yeah.
Everybody that works for her like all the dudes that like were all the guys working together producing stuff hate her.
Wow.
Like talk about quitting.
all the time.
Oh yeah, dude. I was talking about it all the time. So
Damn, that sucks.
well, anyways, point is it's not performance based. They tell me that you just left yesterday, you didn't come back to work.
So he didn't say anything.
No, he did. I was like, I had a panic
He
attack.
explained the situation.
Yes.
You had a medical issue.
Yes, because I didn't text him, and I was like, I said this. I was like, I'm not gonna fucking text you. We're all young, like 32,
Right.
34.
At the oldest.
Seriously, like they're young owners. Like we're all, so we're talking. They cuss a lot. It's not like I was like disrespectfully cussing.
Right.
Like it's just part of the vernacular.
Right.
So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like this is ridiculous. What the fuck was I just saying?
You said, I'm not going to text you.
Oh yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna fucking text you. Like I'm having a panic attack. And she's like, okay, I understand that. Why wouldn't you have your girlfriend do it? And I'm like, because I told him to text you, and he did.
Yeah. He texted you, hey, he's not coming in. Or he told you, he's not coming in today.
He was freaking out, worried about me, as he should have been. I was having a fucking panic attack,
Right.
and his girlfriend has panic attacks. So, and then this was funny. I was like, just so it's clear,
Jesus Christ.
you're firing me. I'm not quitting. Like wrongful termination.
Mm-hmm.
And instantly the owner, not my boss, goes, how long have you been here? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, more than 90 days, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I'm going to do it or not because whatever. Like I'm already got a new job and I'm like, not a new job yet. I have possibilities
You have it lined
for 2.
up, right.
And I can still do wallpaper, but it's like right now, actually I have 3 possible jobs. One of them I feel like is really realistic. The second one is like 80%. And then the other one, I don't know. We'll see. But that's the thing about mental health. Like the person who told me to fake it till they make it is on antidepressants and is always talking to me like, you can talk to me about anything, blah, blah, blah. I don't have health insurance. That was my thing.
Okay.
I was like, I don't have health insurance. If I did, I'd probably be heavily medicated, but I'm not. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm doing all my work.
Right.
So sorry if I'm not hanging out with y'all. Have you ever had to deal with panic attacks and stuff?
Me? Yeah. I have had actually 2 in my lifetime. First one I didn't know was a panic attack, and it freaked me out. It was with my parents, and I was probably 19 or something like that. And it came out of nowhere. And I think it was like because I was, just about to go into, I mean, like I had already started college though. I don't understand. Like I don't know what it was, but something was happening. I don't know what. And I think it just finally caught up to me or something. But we're driving down I-95 and my heart starts racing. I'm talking like 180 beats a minute.
How
type
old are
racing.
you? 18?
19.
19.
Yeah.
19.
It just starts. I mean, I can feel it and I can hear it. I'm just like this. We're driving down the road, and I'm starting to sweat bullets. I tell my dad, I'm like, you got to pull over, man. You've got to pull over right now. He's like, why? And I was like, dude, I am freaking the fuck out, and freaking out.
Like I
can't breathe.
I don't know what I need, but I'm freak. I can't.
Right.
I'm not this.
I said, pull over. Just let me lay on the side of the road. Let me lay in the ditch or something. Like, I just need to get out of this car, right? And I'm talking like panic, like hyperventilating, breathing, like to the point where I'm pretty sure I passed out in that truck, like from breathing so fast. Like I just passed out.
That's so scary.
And and then I just remember kind of like, okay, I think I'm okay now. Mm-hmm. And we were meeting people for dinner.
And I just want to say, you're not a drugs person at all.
No.
So everybody, like my dad, you quit smoking weed. That's why you're so depressed.
No.
Dude.
It came from out of nowhere. Like, it freaked me out. And like, so we get there, and I'm at the table, and I'm dealing with, like, I felt sore almost, like, just like this like recovery stage.
I think it's because you get so tense, and you literally, like...
Oh, and I was like full on bracing, like I was tense. And so like I'm at this dinner table with these fucking people that I didn't even really care about, and I was just like, I was sitting there, and I was trying to take deep breaths, and I'm like, all right, like I'm fine now. My heart rate's back down to normal rate. And I'm sitting at the table, and I'm soaked in sweat still. Like my shirt is soaked. Like it literally looks like I just got out of running 10 miles outside. my dad goes, "You all right, buddy?" And I was like, "No."
You all right?
I wanted you to pull the fuck over, and you didn't pull over.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like, "Well, I thought you were kind of bullshitting me," and I was like, "No, dude."
That's my dad.
I was like, "Dude," and I told him, I was like, "Dad, next time if that ever happens again, hopefully it doesn't happen again, but next time if that happens again, please just pull over,
Yes.
please."
Has it ever happened again? Obviously not with
Once.
your dad. Once.
And it was after I wouldn't say an argument, but it was like after I had a talk with somebody about something very personal with them and me and myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm driving home and I just like it. Now that I'm thinking about it, you ever seen The Sopranos and how he starts having those panic attacks after something happens? It was like that. Like, again, it's just start breathing real heavy. My heart starts racing again. And I started getting kind of dizzy. And I was like, okay, this is like how it was back then. So
That's how it was on The Sopranos.
yeah. No.
I know,
Like
I'm
back
kidding,
then.
I'm
And so it's like I pull over and I pull over on the side of the road. It was like not the highway. It was like a non-crowded road. I just pull over and I went to the bed of my truck and I put the lift gate down. I let my legs hang down. And I just laid there for 2 hours. And
Holy shit.
And I just laid and I just let it pass. And it finally passed. But I was like, I didn't pass out, but I was freaking out, like panicky, like for no reason. You know what I mean? And I think maybe it's from a stressful situation. I don't know, but I was not feeling it. And it was one of those two, like the first one, I thought I was having a heart attack. I thought I was dying. Like I legitimately thought I was dying.
Yeah.
The second one, I knew what it was. And so I kind of let it ride and I was like, okay, it'll get better. But it still lasted like an hour and a half.
That's a long, yeah. It is. It's like, it lasts so long of you like feeling uneasy and like anxious and just not like comfortable. Like you want to get out.
Yes.
What are you in? I don't know, but I need to get out of it.
Yep.
Why do you think? Okay, double question. First, do you think anxiety and panic attacks are always something like it's been going on for humans forever?
Oh, yeah.
At this level, or are we like? Because everyone has panic attacks, dude. Like
Everyone.
our generation, it's crazy. Like everybody and our fathers don't respect and think it's real when it's us. They recognize it with other people, but when it's their own kid, it's like
Panic attacks have yes, they've always been around. I'm not going to theorize of what it may have been. I mean, I'm sure way back in the day, panic attacks were caused by, what they call PTSD, where you think of the bullshit. You just, cut a dude in half with a sword.
all
or
sorts
something.
of wild shit.
Right. Nowadays, though, I think that it's for real mental, not disorder, but a real mental symptom of certain things. Like certain things can trigger it, whether it be stress or whether it be, I think social media causes a lot of mental like issues because, especially in females, because
Yeah, have you seen all the Jonathan Haidt study and stuff?
I mean, I don't read too much into it just because, I mean, it's not something I'm super interested in. Like, I mean, I like social media. I'm on
You're
Twitter.
nailing it right on the head. It's
But-
literally females.
Yeah, but
Like,
girls,
cutting
especially
themselves.
with Instagram and stuff like that, like Instagram, especially Instagram models have put out this view of what a woman should really look like, which is not. Listen, this is gonna sound so bad. Not everyone can be a dime piece. You know what I'm saying? Like,
1000%.
But I will say that there are some women who may be less attractive that are more beautiful because of who they are and the type of person they are. But
Sure.
social media is telling
Just kidding.
these women, oh, you've got to have, double D's with a fat ass
disagree.
and
I
a
disagree.
thin waist.
I think social media is telling them that you can be this fat, ugly bitch and just take.
I haven't seen that.
Dude, what?
I haven't seen that.
Dude, I see all the time hashtag plus size model. Like, I'll look it up right now, dude. It's fucking huge. It's just as big as
Really?
the hot ass girls. It's, dude, 1,000%.
Which, I mean, I'm a
Dude.
big dude. Like, I don't want to be this big. Like, I don't want to be unhealthy.
I understand what you're saying, that there's hot ass girls,
Right.
And they have 1 million followers, whatever. Dude, there are all those hot ass girls. What does their post say? And they're wrong and they're bullshitting because they got perfect bodies. But
All natural.
fall in love with your body.
Right.
Accept who you are. This is me. Blah 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 blah. We just are hitting 1 hour right now. We did it. Do you have anything else you want to cover?
Not really, man. I mean, I hate to say I gotta
No,
be
you're
going
good.
to work in like probably 10 minutes, but but about the social media thing, like what it does is, whether it be a positive body image or accepting who you are or blah blah blah, the world does not work the way social media wants it to work. So like, just because you may be, you know, like a big person like myself or whatever, I don't really give a shit what people think about me, in all honesty, because one, if you're gonna say some rude, disrespectful,
You're not huge.
that's what I'm saying. Like, but if you're gonna say some, like, I was at the beach with my brother one day. I'll never forget
like
this.
how big you are would be how small I am.
Right.
Like I'm not really small. You're not really big, dude.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like, we were at the beach one day, and we're walking down First Street, and it was like maybe 1 in the afternoon where we're coming back from the beach, and this guy in his fucking Jeep with all his frat bros and shit like that, you know, hey fat ass, like talking to me, right?
I can't believe that still happens.
So listen, so my
refreshing.
brother takes a fucking rock from the side of the road, like a big ass rock, and chucks it at this dude's Jeep back windshield and breaks the shit.
Fire.
Yeah, there's
awesome.
there's 2 guys in there. There's the driver and the passenger. So of course this dude pulls over, right? So
Holy shit.
he pulls over and he's like, "What the fuck, man?" Da 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 da. My brother's like, "You need to watch your fucking mouth when you talk about my brother." So he comes over, boom, 1 shot. My brother knocks him out, bro.
Nice.
1 shot.
Boom.
So his buddy comes out, and then
Scared.
yeah, that was the driver, the passenger who called me the fat ass, right? He comes out and he starts talking, and me and him start throwing hands. Now I didn't 1-shot him because he was expecting it, but
Right,
you know,
right.
You know, so we're fighting.
Dude, it's so hard to one hit quit somebody for
dude,
real.
when I saw that,
it's also so easy at the exact same time.
when I saw first of all, my brother, like, he hits hard as fuck, dude. Like, and when I saw him knock that dude out, like, we're talking like the kind of hit that like jars your head.
God, it's scary.
And when you hit, your arms like shoot up in the air.
Oh, and they watch the head on the ground. That's so scary.
But like, you know, these guys are being douchebags, and they
Yeah.
pull over to what? To fight me because I'm a fat guy? Okay, dude, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I shattered your windshield. Whatever. So
What is the point of doing that? Like,
there's no
fat,
point because
hey,
now
fat ass.
because now you look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Your windshield's broken, and both of you got your ass whooped, and all you had to do was shut your mouth.
Yeah.
That's
it's crazy.
it. That's
All you
it.
had to do was not be an asshole.
And we were just walking. That's all we were doing. We just walked down the street.
Well, that's so shitty, dude. Like,
I mean, whatever. But again, when it happened, I brushed it off. I was like, whatever. Okay, cool. But lesson learned. I guarantee you, he won't do that shit again.
that'd be insane if you did.
I guarantee he won't, and not because, you know, I taught him a lesson or anything. I'm not
Yeah.
fucking Billy Badass over here. I'm just saying, like, I guarantee he'll think twice before he does some shit like that, because he'll remember
You should.
what happened.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't go out of my way to tell someone about themselves, good or bad. I mean, now good, like, I'll compliment somebody all
course,
day.
yeah.
I will compliment someone all day, but I don't understand that body shaming shit. I really don't.
Dude, honestly, I think that it's another thing that's getting better though. Like,
Definitely.
I think now the person who does the body shaming is completely cast aside. Like, people hate that person.
So, not what I did, because obviously with the fighting part.
Yeah,
but
fine.
let's say someone's like, oh, that you know, that chick is ugly and she's a fat bitch and she's lazy or whatever like that, right? What you need to do, let him say what he needs to say, and then call him out on it. Be like, look, this guy's an asshole, right? The more you engage in that behavior though, and, like, you know, try to argue or reason with them, people like that, there's no reasoning, there's no arguing. Like, he's gonna think what he thinks.
That's the
That's
moral
the story
of the story.
that's it. That's the moral of the story with everything else. Let an idiot say what an idiot says.
Yeah.
They're gonna expose themselves.
Including kicking them off of YouTube, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
We need these people to expose themselves.
Right. I would hope that YouTube would not fund it, but they would promote it. Be like, okay, you want to act like an asshole? Here, let's let everyone see how much of an asshole
Let everyone
you
know
really
that
are.
you're the asshole.
Exactly.
Now, no one has any idea all the crazy shit Alex Jones is saying. Nobody has the crazy... Before we knew, these people are getting this information. Now, no one fucking knows, other than the people who are subscribed.
Now people have to Now people, if they want to say, well, who's Alex Jones? Why was he kicked off the internet? Now they have to go to his page.
If anything, he's getting more money
He's
now
getting
because
traffic.
he had to bump his subscription up because he can justify it to his listeners.
Yeah.
Now I'm not making all this money. You want things to work the way they are, 4-hour shows every day?
Yep.
I need $20 a month.
And there's more traffic online on his website now. And
sure.
because people have to search him, like actively search for him now, and they'll be like, I'm just curious, what's going on?
I guarantee you his page traffic has gone up at least 10,000%.
Oh, I believe that.
At least.
I believe that. And all because they thought they were doing the right thing.
No one was going to Infowars.com.
No.
It was all YouTube. It was all whatever else.
Like, why would I? That's like this new Breitbart. Like, why would you go to Breitbart or Infowars for any political news? You wouldn't, because it's dumb.
Breitbart is so fucking...
And the sad part about Breitbart
It
is
sounds weird.
when Andrew Breitbart was still alive, it was an okay publication. It was
I have
okay.
no idea.
It was not what it is now.
Breitbart sounds like what the Hitler Youth would have called their shit. Straight up.
It does. Actually, now that you mentioned
Breitbart.
it,
I don't like that at all, dude.
Well, but again, like,
and that obviously doesn't actually matter.
no, but it, you know, they had a huge exodus of all their, you know, good people who now started. A couple of them have started up with the Daily Wire, the Daily Caller, stuff like that. I mean, they go on to more legitimate places.
Ben
Because,
Shapiro's killing it,
dude. Yeah,
I
I love Ben Shapiro.
This time a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was really into him, and I just got burnt out by it.
He's a very hard listen on podcast.
Exactly.
His voice is hard to, like, you really got to want to listen to him.
And I hate his interviews where in the middle of it, he does that bullshit advertising stuff. And he tries to play it off. No, you don't.
You don't think so?
I know you don't. I'm not doing it. I could.
Joe Rogan does it.
At the beginning, and I don't like that. I skip it.
True.
I'm talking about if I'm going to Ben Shapiro's. Imagine me and you are talking, and then at 30 minutes, regardless of what we're talking about, I need to go, hey, let me do this read.
Okay.
I'm talking about, hey, man, we're doing a conversation, dude. Like the purism of it. It's not fucking, that's bullshit. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Because he could also just do a Patreon and not do advertisers.
True.
But
Well, you got to have the revenue. You got to make money. And in his situation,
Sam
you have
Harris
to.
does it.
Yeah.
And he makes like $50,000 a month.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was
Is
upwards
it just
of 60.
him? Is it just him though? Does he have like a whole team?
Just him.
That's why. See, like, he's got a team.
I mean, he has a team that, like, you know,
He pays them and
produces
all that
his
stuff?
podcasts and shit.
Oh, okay.
But like, it's his thing. You know what I mean? He doesn't have like somebody else hosting it with him.
He also, I think the other difference is, like,
He's a producer.
Ben Shapiro has a podcast that belongs to the Daily Wire. Like, so
Yeah.
it's not his technical podcast.
No, I know they're doing
Yeah.
it. They're running it in
The
the
company
network
is
space.
telling him what to do.
They're a network.
Right.
They're
right.
running it in the way that I'm telling you is going to ruin podcasts.
Really?
The way that it ruined television advertising.
Yeah, it did.
The way that it ruined radio. The only reason podcasts are around is because advertising fucked everything else up.
True.
Get you
I'll
out of
agree.
here.
All right, bud.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Great conversation.
Yeah, man. Anytime you want me on.
Do you want
please
people
let
to
me know.
follow you or anything?
They probably won't like following me. I mean, just my opinions are pretty firm. There's no changing them.
Well, you did. I mean, this was fun.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm
anything was
down.
controversial.
No, I mean, I'm Parker Jones, 32 on Twitter if they want to.
Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, real quick. By the way, people always ask me what the 32 is all about.
Jarrell Stewart.
Jarrell Stewart.
Yep.
Always got to give him props, dude.
Shout out.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Jarrell Stewart.
Yeah,
Rest in
dude.
peace, Alex Pepple.
Absolutely, man. And here's the crazy part about Alex Pepple. I drive by that area all the time, and I literally every time I drive by, I'm like, damn, CJ. So
thanks.
yeah, I mean, like not a bad way, but
No,
I'm
I know,
just like because I know y'all were like best buds, man, and
Yeah.
it's hard losing a best friend, man.
Really quick, I lost my mom. His mom lost her son, and every time I go there,
Sucks.
It's just like this big hug, and I
Yeah.
love them so much. Rest in peace. We love you, and I love you for listening.
Yes.
Parker, you're amazing. Daisy looks cute. She's sleeping. I'm gonna get out of here and put this on the internet.
All right, bud.
We did it.
Yes,
Here's an outro for you.
Couch.
New outro style, baby. It's the old intro song. Shout out Bluff God for creating this. Thank you. I'll be right back.
C-O.
Oh, keep spelling, mister.
C-O-U-C-H.
Correct.
I am the smartest man alive!
All right, everybody. Engage outro mode. How cool is that? I love this intro, now outro, created by Bluff God. He is so fucking talented. Go check out his podcast, Producer Clout. Go buy some beats from him if you are an artist trying to make some music. Work with him if you're a producer. BLUFFGAWD. That is Bluff God. What an episode this was. I had a lot of fun. Parker is awesome. I'm losing my voice. I think I'm getting sick. Excuse me. Zephyr Hills water break. This beat is so sick. But yeah, so just think I'm getting sick. I don't really know. I'm about to do a Patreon smoke break for the Patreon people only. Gonna get into some super personal shit. Let all the truths out. So go to patreon.com/CJ Couch Talk if you'd like to help support the show and get access to all the Patreon donator only content. Gonna be doing shit like not every day for the Patreon people, but a lot more than I'm giving you stuff for the non-Patreon people. So patreon.com/CJ Couch Talk if you want to get more personal, in-depth, honest content. And Instagram, if you want to just follow me, you can follow me. It is Instagram @CJ Couch Talk. And if you have any questions, comments, insults, or would like to be a guest, you can email me. It is cjcouchtalk@gmail.com. I really am having trouble talking right now. My voice is shredded. So I'm going to wrap this bad boy up, drink some tea with some honey in it, and then give a smoke break to my Patreon people. So one last time, patreon.com/CJ Couch Talk. You can donate $1 once, $1 a month, $5 once, $5 as many times as you want, however you want to do it. Patreon.com/CJ Couch Talk, and you'll get access to all the exclusive shit. That's it. I love you so much, and I will talk to you next time. Bye. I love you.